Welcome back to the channel. Today we're stepping into something deep, something most men only scratch the surface of. What truly drives a woman's mind when it comes to love? Why do some connections fade overnight, while others burn quietly yet eternally? And more importantly, how can a man walk into the unpredictable world of romance with calm, clarity, and control? You're about to discover the hidden psychology of women, and how ancient Stoic wisdom can help you unlock it. This isn't pickup talk. This isn't manipulation. This is about understanding. It's mastering yourself first, and through that, understanding her better. Let's begin. If you're texting a woman you're interested in, things seem to be going well. Warm replies, maybe even a few compliments. Then suddenly, silence, coldness, a shift in energy you can't quite explain. You spiral. Did I say something wrong? Is she testing me? Should I double text or pull away? Now pause. What's happening here isn't just communication, it's emotional navigation, and she's operating on a frequency most men aren't even tuned into. A woman's emotional world is layered, cyclical, and contextual. Her reactions often stem not from logic, but from instinct, mood, timing, and subtle social dynamics. To a Stoic, this isn't chaos. It's simply nature, and nature can be understood. Emotions are signals, not facts. One of the first Stoic teachings is, don't be controlled by what you feel. Understand what it means. The same applies to her. She becomes distant, short, or emotional. It doesn't always mean rejection. It may mean she's testing emotional safety, assessing your reaction, or simply cycling through her internal emotional weather. She may not always be aware she's doing it. Women often feel first, then rationalize after. What she feels in the moment creates her emotional truth. This is where most men lose their footing. They try to fight her emotion with logic. But Stoicism doesn't fight emotion. It observes it. It listens to it. It allows space for it, without being consumed by it. So what do? You don't chase her silence. You don't collapse under her mood swings. You don't mirror her chaos with your own. You anchor. You stand still in the storm, not to resist her, but to show her emotional steadiness. And in that steadiness, she begins to trust. She begins to relax. She begins to open, because she finally feels what she's craving most: emotional security. You see, attraction isn't just about looks or status. It's about how you make her feel in your presence. A Stoic man doesn't need to prove himself. His energy speaks before his words do. And women, whether they admit it or not, are deeply drawn to that calm force. Let's be honest. Most men are problem solvers. You see a woman upset? You want to fix it? You hear confusion in her voice? You jump in with clarity. You notice emotional distance? You overcompensate with attention? You act fast, because you believe your job is to fix. But here's the Stoic truth. You are not responsible for her emotions. You are only responsible for how you respond to them. This idea feels counterintuitive, maybe even cold, but it's not. It's clarity. It's power. Her emotions are hers. When a woman pulls back emotionally, men often chase. They ask questions. They apologize unnecessarily. They seek reassurance. And worst of all, they abandon their own center just to please her emotional state. This never works, not because you're not enough, but because emotional energy cannot be fixed from the outside. It has to pass through her. She must feel it, process it, release it, and only then can intimacy return. Your role? Hold space, not jump in. That means you listen without immediately reacting. You let silence breathe. You allow her to express herself without rushing to calm her or solve the discomfort. And through that presence, she begins to feel seen, not managed. Women don't want to be fixed. They want to be understood, felt, heard, even in their chaos. And paradoxically, once you stop trying to manage her emotions, she feels safer around you. Stillness is your superpower. Stoicism teaches us to create stillness within, a kind of emotional home base that doesn't shake with the outside world. Stoic man doesn't enter every emotional battle. He picks his ground. He protects his peace. He watches first, then moves with wisdom. This is what women feel when they say a man is grounded. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't beg. He doesn't fear her emotions. He respects them, but remains unmoved by storms that are not his to control. This is not indifference. It's maturity. It's the realization that true intimacy requires boundaries, not emotional codependence, but respect grows in your restraint. Here's a truth you won't hear in mainstream advice. Every time you overpursue, explain too much, or emotionally unravel in response to her moods, you shrink in her eyes, not because she's cruel, but because attraction dies in the presence of neediness. Attraction dies when a man tries to force closeness instead of commanding presence. The Stoic man doesn't ask, "Why is she pulling away?" He asks, "Am I living from my values or from fear?" Because when you live from fear, you chase validation. When you live from values, you radiate confidence. And confidence is silent. It doesn't beg, it simply is. Closing this chapter in relationships, the illusion of control is seductive. You want to feel like you're steering the ship, solving the storm, keeping it all together. But in truth, the most powerful thing you can do is let go of control and master response. When you stop trying to fix her, you stop trying to predict her every thought, you stop handing over your peace for her approval, you step into your highest masculine frame, not dominance, but quiet, unwavering self-leadership. And that is what truly attracts a woman's heart. Let's pause for a moment. Get what you've heard about flowers, compliments, or the perfect pickup line. Attraction, real attraction, doesn't live in your words. Lives in your presence, in your energy, in the way you move through the world. So, what truly draws a woman in? What awakens her desire? Not just for your body, but for your soul. Let's dive into the psychology of female attraction through the lens of Stoic understanding. 1. Emotional polarity. Women are drawn to contrast. They are emotional waves, dynamic, intuitive, ever-changing, and they are naturally attracted to stillness. Not emotional chaos, but centeredness. You see, if she's the storm, and you are also a storm, what do you have? Destruction. But if she's the storm, and you're the mountain, steady, unmoved. That's when emotional polarity creates magnetic attraction. She feels safe. She feels feminine. She relaxes into your masculine presence. 2. Purpose before pleasure. Nothing is more attractive to a woman than a man who has somewhere to go, not physically, but mentally, spiritually, and purposefully. He's not living to impress her. He's living to fulfill his purpose. And in doing that, he becomes rare, valuable, untouchable. He doesn't chase validation because he already has direction. She sees that. She feels it. She wants to be part of your world, not the center of it. Because when you place your entire happiness in her hands, she loses respect. But when you invite her into your life without needing her there, she leans in, deeper, closer. 3. Mystery and depth, contrary to pop psychology. Women don't want full transparency on day one. They don't want a man who overshares, overexplains, overfeels everything too soon. They want mystery. It's not secrecy. Mystery, depth, layers. The Stoic man does not spill his soul at the first sign of interest. He shares slowly, thoughtfully. He reveals, not to gain approval, but to connect intentionally. His silence isn't cold, it's magnetic. Because when you don't rush to be known, you create curiosity, and curiosity is the fuel of emotional connection. Final words, love, but don't lose yourself. Here's what we've learned. A woman desires a man who is centered, not controlling, not reactive, anchored. A man who doesn't try to fix her emotions, listens with presence, and loves with strength. A man who isn't afraid of distance. A man who lives with purpose in meeting another whole. Because love is not about merging into one. It's about standing whole. That is the path of the Stoic in love. Next time you're confused by a woman's emotions, you lead with discipline. You engage with awareness. You love with openness, but never at the cost of yourself. Fix or fold, your final takeaway. So, next time you feel the urge to chase, stop, breathe, or from panic, ask yourself, is this action coming from power? Choose power. Stay powerful, and remember, choose calm, choose mastery. And you will see, the feminine responds not to noise, but to the silent strength of a man who knows who he is. That is the real secret of female psychology. That is the Stoic's path to love. Thank you for watching. Till next time, stay grounded in love. Presence is everything.